So for this session we're going to look at something a bit different from the unison sounds that we did for the first two. I'm going to look at another thing that the Nymphes does really nicely, which is string pad type sounds. We're going to be trying to look for something a bit like this. So you can see on the high end, it does really nice, even very high, it's not harsh. And then low down you've also got a lovely bit of warmth. So that's the kind of sound I'm going to be looking at today. It's a nice, kind of high pass filtered string pad with lots of ethereal goodness that complements something like the Robbie drone from the last video nicely. There's a bit of a yin and yang. And it's another sound from my Rituals Beneath the Stone video that I posted up a little while ago. Or at least inspired by. So as always, I'm going to go to my default patch, which is Bank 7 Sound 7. So load, shift, 7, shift off, 7, load. And now got that old favourite blank slate of a sawtooth patch. And as I would say, I recommend saving one in an easy to find place yourself. So this one is going to stay polyphonic, unlike the other sounds that we looked at, the unison sounds. This is going to be a nice polyphonic pad. We're going to have a square wave, pulse wave, with the pulse width set up around the middle for now. Main oscillator and sub oscillator up a fairly similar level. And a little bit of detune, but not much. Certainly don't need as much on the polyphonic sounds. No glide. No noise. I'm not going to use chord mode on this. That's only applicable to mono sounds and sounds that use less than the entire 6 voices, like tri and duo. A little bit of pitch modulation from the LFO. Not from the envelope, but a little bit from the LFO. So we've got a very slow LFO at the moment. Let's set the LFO rate. For this I'm going for like a sort of warped tape type effect, which when you get lots of notes together just means you've got that extra detune, just nice, slightly hazy, nostalgic sort of feel to it. Filter wise, quite low on the low pass. We're going to actually bring in the high pass, so let's go to a lower note and lose a lot of that low end. I want this to be quite a shimmery, almost thin pad, but warm too. And then turn the envelope modulation up a bit. Maybe have a tiny bit of filter modulation from the LFO. Just a hint. Might as well. And resonance. Let's get track up to the maximum. Resonance, we're going to have a bit of that in there. Again, it just gives a little bit of cut through. And I want the LFO coming in after a little while, so we're gonna do shift and then delay to, let's try about halfway up. Oh, I've accidentally put the filter envelope up, pitch modulation envelope up, which I don't want to do. I need to take that off. Doesn't need to go quite that wonky, but we want to make sure that the LFO is set to a triangle wave as well. Actually, what I'm going to do is go into mode 2, menu 2, I would say that, which is for the LFO2 menu. And I'm going to do the old shift menu, enter the extra parameters for the LFO, and I want to make this key track and key synced so that we get more different detune between voices, which would be nice. Because the detuning will track the keyboard, so higher notes will have a more a faster detuning LFO. Envelope wise, shift for amp envelope. I want this to be like a swelling sound that then just drifts off, so we want quite a slow attack. So it builds up slowly, and then quite a longish decay to a sustain that's just a bit below maximum, and a lot of release as well. Okay, so I've got filter envelope on there as well, which is why it's doing that. Similar settings for the filter envelope for this, except let's have the decay going down quicker. Envelope control on the filter. Let's turn that up a bit. Just get in there. I think maybe we could turn the high pass filter to bring in a bit more of that low end. Something like that. Let's try that. Yeah, I like that. Starting to really come together. And LFO2. I'm not going to use it like an envelope. I'm going to leave it free running and use that to maybe do a bit of pulse width modulation and some other modulations. So let's go into LFO2 menu, have a triangle wave. Let's just leave the rate around the middle for now. And we're going to modulate the waveform a little bit, I think, here. Let's try that. And pulse width, let's get some pulse width modulation going on as well. Perhaps a tiny bit of noise, and maybe, no, that's chord mode. Perhaps a tiny bit of noise. Could maybe make the detune just wobble a tiny bit as well. And detune, wobble a bit as well. The sub volume change slightly. I've made it do too much of the detuning somehow there, I think. Let's try that. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Lots you can do with all that. Yeah, that's all good, I think. And I think we're almost there. Let's go into reverb. Probably be quite nice to have a fair bit of reverb on this, I think. Let's whack everything up just above half, see where we're at. Now, because the LFO2 is monophonic and global, anything you do with that will of course be applied across the entire sound. So if you've got that key synced, it will reset, which can sometimes sound it can sometimes be useful, and sometimes it's not what you want. So I'm going to go in there and check that it's not key synced, because I think there was some resetting going on there when I press notes. So shift again. I'm not in the right mode. That'll help. Shift again in 2. Press shift to go to LFO2, and I want to make sure it's not key synced. Let's see what that's like. But I'm going to sync it speed to the note as well. Key track. See how it sounds high up. Nice high still. Still pretty cool low down. Also be nice to add a bit of mod wheel modulations, I think. So menu 4, and we could make it so that it goes a bit more wavy and wonky perhaps, and the wave changes when we do the mod wheel, perhaps bumping up the resonance a bit of noise in there, make the sub oscillator go up a bit maybe. Maybe do something with the high pass filter as well. Let's just see if any of that makes sense. We could maybe make the LFO go faster as well. Maybe not that fast. And also a bit of aftertouch modulation maybe. So we go to number 6, and we could make that increase the detune, do something with the pulse width perhaps. Maybe the wave mix as well. Let's just do it. You know, you can often just try a few things and often something will sound nice. Bit of a playground, this modulation set up. So I'm gonna I think we're basically there.